So I know you remember House Party 3, released in 1994. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my personal favourite moments, characters, scenes in the film. I'm going to do a top 10. So what I want you to do is let me know if you agree, put it in the comments. Let's have a discussion. So first of all, if you haven't been to my channel before, this is a channel where I like to talk about anything to do with film and TV. Obviously today I'm going to be talking about House Party 3. So if you haven't been here before, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So, House Party 3, the third film of the trilogy, as it's House Party 3. However, the fourth film of the whole Kid and Play films. So I'm going to talk about them shortly. But House Party 3, like I said, came out in 1994. Now, I've recently done a short video on House Party 3. And I talked about where I ranked it in terms of the series. Now, I'll be honest with you. It is my least favourite out of the three films, End Class Acts. Remember I said that there's a fourth film? It is my least favourite, but that's not to say that House Party 3 isn't funny, because it's got some very, very good moments, which I'm hopefully going to touch on shortly. So I think with House Party 3, I think people are generally split. The general consensus really is that House Party, the first one, is the best one. But some people would probably go and say, no, House Party 3 is the best. And I think for House Party 3, you've got a really, really strong cast. So I'm just going to touch on the cast for a moment. So I'm going to talk about 6 people. And the reason I'm going to talk about them is that there's an obvious crossover between House Party 3, which came out in 1994, and Friday, which came out in 1995. So I think there's 6 characters, 6 actors, actresses that were in House Party 3 that were also in Friday. So first of all, I'm going to start with Chris Tucker. So in House Party 3, he was Johnny Booze. So you remember him. So did you know that this was his first on-screen appearance in the film? I didn't know that, so I learned something new. But this was his first screen appearance, and obviously you know him from Friday because he's Smokey, right? Then we're going to move on to Ronaldo Ray. So Ronaldo Ray, I'm laughing already. So he is in a very good scene in House Party 3, which I'm sure you know. And he's also Red's dad in Friday. If you remember, he's there when Red gets the uppercut from Debo. I'm sure you didn't need a reminder, but you know, I'm that guy. Third person, probably the star of House Party 3, Bernie Mac, rest in peace. Also rest in peace to Ronaldo Ray, who's no longer with us. So Bernie Mac, Uncle Vestar in House Party 3, and he has a bit of a small role actually in Friday, if you remember. He is the preacher, the pastor or whatever. And he comes to the house and he obviously wants to get involved with what Craig and Smokey are doing. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. Angela Means. So Angela Means, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I didn't actually realise she was the same person. So she's Vida in House Party 3. She's the person that Kid is going to get married to. And then in Friday, she is Felicia. Very, very popular meme by Felicia. Well, that is her, Angela Means. And if you remember in Friday, at one point, she wants to borrow, I think it's Smokey's car. And I swear she wants to do something as well with Craig. She wants to borrow something from him as well. So rest in peace to Yvette Wilson. Yvette Wilson doesn't have a big part in House Party 3. If you remember, she's the person that's trying to measure up Stinky, Play and Kid. And this is just before Showbot comes on the scene. She's also in Friday where she is Janet Jackson. And on the side note, she's also in Don't Be a Menace. If you remember, she is the nurse and she takes everything from her hiding area, which is in front of her chest. Rest in peace as well. Also, she's no longer with us. And the last person I'm going to talk about is Butcher from House Party 3. So that's Anthony Johnson. He was also in House Party 1 when he's the guy with the Jericho. I'm sure most people know that that's the same person. And he's Ezel in Friday. Sadly, no longer with us. Rest in peace. So that's the crossover. If I'm perfectly honest with you, the films are a year apart, so it makes perfect sense. So let's go straight into my top 10 of House Party 3. Like I said, let me know if you agree. So at number 10, I'm going to start with Immature. Now, Immature, very popular group. At the time, they played the roles of Kid's nephews, if you remember, 3 of them. I think Immature have changed members over the years. So I think for House Party 3, it was the main 2, Marcus Houston and the guy, I can't remember his name, Jerome. I think he's Romeo. And then there was the 3rd member, the younger one. I can't actually remember his name. And I guess I could stop this video and look, but I'm just going to keep it going. So they were Immature. They had some moments in the film. Some people say they were a little bit irritating. I quite like the part where Uncle Vesta comes to the house. And it's only a little small thing. If you remember, he gives Aunt Lucy the chain and one of them reads it and sees that it's from a house down the street. If you watch Uncle Vesta after that, if you look, he's trying to give them small little elbows to the side. Some people may not notice it, but it always makes me laugh when I see it. But Immature were quite good. Also, for the soundtrack, they had their song, which is a really, really good song, in my opinion anyway. That's my number 10. So moving on to number 9, we're going to talk about another group. So that's TLC. So that's T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. Rest in peace, first of all, to Left Eye, who's no longer with us. So in the film, they are sex as a weapon. If you haven't seen the film, they play a major part of the plot. Really, really like TLC, and really and truly I thought I have to give them a mention. So they are at number 9. So at number 8, I've already mentioned him. So that's Chris Tucker's character, Johnny Booze. Now he's got a small part. So if you remember, he comes to the house and he wants to get payment, and Immature end up giving him the check. There's that quite funny scene where he's trying to give them cash, and obviously he's got the cash hidden, so so obviously he's trying to get it, and it's his reaction as he's trying to get it, which makes me laugh. So I thought I'll throw that in at number 8. But that's Johnny Booze, Chris Tucker's character, number 8. So number 7 is Butcher. I say Butcher, it's actually ex-con catering. So if you remember, Anthony Johnson plays Butcher, and he's also with the other guy. I can't remember his name. I don't know if he's actually mentioned in the film, but he does make me laugh, because you remember there's one part where he's talking to them and he gets the chopper and he sort of scrapes it on his head. Again, quite a small part, but made me laugh. I thought I'm going to have to include that in the video. Also as well, there's the part where we're at the party where Uncle Vesta wants to get the food. I think he tries to pick up a pot, and I think Butcher slams it down. There's a little bit of a back and forth between them. Really, really funny, in my opinion. At number 6, put some respect on Aunt Lucy's name. Aunt Lucy is actually quite funny in this film. Again, she has some moments for me. It is the part where I'm sure you know she is upstairs. She is watching what should have been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but she's not watching that. She's watching something else. And then she mentions that it's not Turtles, it's something else. That part was quite funny. Also, the dinner scene, because she's there, is actually quite a funny scene with her as well. Aunt Lucy, number 6. So that's my first 5. So let me know if any of those 5 would be in your top 10. We're going to go on to the next 5. So at number 5, we've got Showboat and the Toe Jam Cracker. So when I first watched this, and I first saw the scene, it really made me laugh. I mean, obviously, I know it's a comedy, etc. But I always used to think, to have that amount of toe jam, where it is literally like a Nutella jar filled with it, is crazy. And yeah, I think, who eats it? Is it Kid or Play? I think it's Play. He gives it to Play, doesn't he? The camera sort of pans the kid and Play screams. Never forget that scream. Makes me laugh. Toe Jam Cracker from Showboat, number 5. So at number 4, it's just a character full stop, and we're talking about Uncle Vesta. Some people may say he is or should be number 1, and don't get me wrong, I think he's probably the star. I put him at number 4, and this was my introduction to Bernie Mac. I know he had been on like Def Jam, etc., but this was the first time that I came across him, and I was like, who is this guy? So funny. Let me know if you agree. Do you think Uncle Vesta was the star of the show, or do you think it was somebody else? But he is my number 4. So at number 3, some people are probably going to disagree with this. My favourite character in the film was Showboat. I thought Showboat was really, really funny in this film. Like I mentioned just now, we had the Toe Jam Cracker. I really, really like the scene. Kid and Play and Stinky are getting measured, and he sort of appears there with the woman and the dog. I really, really like that part. Showboat's a funny guy. And let's not forget when he actually goes to the bachelor party and he ends up stripping. So that brings us on to the top 2. So at number 2, I've got Uncle Vesta again, but I've got the scene when he's talking to Kid. He's giving him some words of wisdom. And if you remember, he's talking about if people don't like you for being yourself. Yeah, exactly that. And do you know what? It's so true. I know it's a film and I know it's a comedy, but what he's saying is so true. The first time I saw this film, this was probably the part that made me laugh the most. So yeah, I'm sure you remember the scene. Uncle Vesta talking to Kid, giving him some advice, and he gives a couple of examples, doesn't he, when he's talking about the nice weather and about the tie. But my favourite scene in the film, my favourite moment in House Party 3 is got to be the dinner scene. Now, if you haven't seen the dinner scene, go and check it out. But it involves Kid, it involves Vida, it involves Aunt Lucy, Uncle Vesta, Ronaldo Ray as well, the lady that plays his wife. I can't remember her name off my head. It is an absolutely hilarious scene, and I think Uncle Vesta is too funny in this. That is my top 10, so like I said, let me know if you agree. Now, with this video, you probably noticed that I haven't actually mentioned Stinky, Kid and Play in my top 10. I think certainly with Kid and Play, compared to House Party 2, the first one, and Class Hat, this was probably the film when they were probably at their least funny, and I think it was the right time to end the sort of series, or to end their involvement in the House Party films. They did have their moments though, like I mentioned, the part with the Toe Jam Cracker, You know, you had the sort of subplot with Sydney as well, and Vida being jealous, etc., etc. So thanks for listening. That is my top 10. So again, if you like this content, if you could do me a favor, if you give me a like, if you could subscribe, if you could do whatever else you need to do, and if you could certainly comment, please comment. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you like this film, because some people didn't like it. And also, actually, I'm going to put in the comments my list. So we're talking about House Party, House Party 2, House Party 3, and Class Act. Out of those 4 films, what would your order be in terms of ranking? I will tell you mine now. I've got House Party 3 in 4th place. In 3rd place, I've got House Party 2. In 2nd place, and it was a battle between House Party and Class Act, but I slightly prefer House Party. So Class Act is my number 2. House Party is my number 1. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.